A lot of people have been quiet during this crisis, but not the man I'm about to introduce. While the man I'm about to introduce could have just hung out with his family and put it on pause and just kind of hung out because he's got plenty of resources. He's tucked away for the rainy day. This next gentleman knew that he had to show up when the people that are connected to him needed him most. And that's why Dean Graziosi has been working harder than he ever has. That's why he was led to do the Start Over Challenge. And Dean, welcome to the Movement Maker Challenge, bro. I'm so honored to have you here, dude. Welcome, bro.
What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all.
Dean, you've trained, I don't know, tens, 20s, hundreds of thousands of people over your career. What did you see that has made a difference to actually now have success and be doing something that most people only dream of doing?
The deeper level is simply belief. Pedro, by spending 30 days with people, you gave them the belief that they could do it, right? Listen, I've told this story, and hey, everybody, and if you guys already know me, awesome. If you're just meeting me, it's a pleasure to meet you. But I tell this story a lot, especially to one of the families that I one of my groups and family members is, if you remember Roger Bannister's story, right? Everybody knows it, but think about it through this lens right now. And maybe hear it for the first time, right? Roger Bannister, the world said no, a human being, even scientists said impossible for the human body to run a 4 minute, minus a sub 4 minute mile. Roger Bannister in 1954 runs under a 4 minute mile. He breaks the 4 minute mile. Never had been done in the history of the world. Since mankind started, not one person did it. He does it, and within the next year, 18 people run a sub 4 minute mile. What the heck happened? Did the world change? Did we evolve in that 1 year? Did they hand out steroids to everybody in the Olympics or in high schools? No, the only thing that changed, remember this, like really think about this. The only thing that changed was the belief that it's real, that the belief that it could happen. What we have to do to be successful is we have to gather beliefs that drive us forward. Listen, the challenge, I've been doing challenges for over a decade. But the way Pedro does them, I just adjusted my last Pedro to model, or my last challenge to model what Pedro does, right? Listen, again, over a decade of challenges, I adjusted and tweaked, followed his model. We had insane success. But here's the thing I want to share with you right now. And you really got to hear me on this, is it doesn't matter how great a challenge is. It doesn't matter if Pedro puts his heart and soul into a 30-day challenge, a 7-day challenge. It doesn't matter if the guy works his tail off for a year to create a next level course for you guys to shift your life. If you don't believe you can, then you won't. And I'm going to encourage you right now to find a way to create that compelling future in your head and focus every day on believing you can. Listen, I want to tell you something. Yes, I've been blessed to, go from a kid who never went to past high school, never went to college, didn't have money, lived in a trailer park, have dyslexia. Like, we all got our own stuff. It's not poor me, right? Parents married 9 times between them. Crazy stuff, right? We all got that. But I was able to go from that to starting over 13 companies, to be a multiple New York Times bestselling author, to be partners with my heroes like Tony Robbins and hang out with people like Richard Branson and dinner with Michael Jordan, all this cool stuff. Who would have ever thought this kid that worked in a collision shop and drove a tow truck would have that option? Not bragging, I'm saying that because the only thing that brought me here, the main thing, is that I overcame the negative beliefs and found a belief to not listen to the naysayers, to not listen to the critics, not listen to my inner villain, and keep pushing forward. I wanted to crack that uncertainty in your life. I wanted to crack that belief that this for other people. It's not for other people anymore. You're home. We're online. We're communicating all around the world. The digital economy is exploding. The knowledge industry is on fire, expected to be $1 billion a day industry. This is where the world is heading. It's unfortunate. It is totally unfortunate that this shift in the world has really hurt some industries. It's really hurt some companies. I wish I could wave a magic wand and fix all of that. I pray for things like this more than anyone would ever know. We just got done passing 7 million meals we provided through Feeding America. We're helping, we're doing a lot of great stuff. I wish I could wave a wand. But as some industries and businesses unfortunately go to dust, out of the dust something amazing comes. That's new industries or industries that are already there that exponentially grow. That's the knowledge industry. That's online. That's sharing what's between your ears. And those are the type of things that are absolutely fueled by a challenge. It is a place to show your heart. It is a place to practice if you feel insecure. It is a place to serve others for free, so there's no obligation. It is a place to build reciprocity, deliver value in advance before you ask for a dollar. Like, it has all the ingredients of someone saying, wow, this woman is amazing. If she'll do that for free, I'll take whatever she's charging for. If Pedro's going to give me 30 days of his life for free, I'll take what it is he's got, because if free's that good, I could only imagine what paid is. Last part, I could go in a lot of different directions on this, but I have to tell you, so many times when you get successful, people are like, Dean, you forget what it's like when you're scared. Hell no, I don't. It's what keeps me hungry. That's why I wrote a book called The Underdog Advantage. I remember what it's like to be scared, wanting to do more, envious of other people getting ahead, seeing my friends going off to college, getting good jobs. I was like, I'm going to be left behind. I know that feeling. But I also know the feeling of when I got past my comfort zone. And write this down. If you take nothing else from me right now and put it in the chat, I took uncomfortable action. Everybody's waiting to feel comfy and cozy. If you want another level, it's not cozy. It's nerve-wracking. It keeps you up at night. You could be sleepless. You could be stressed. Your family's telling you you're nuts. Friends are calling you an idiot. It's uncomfortable and it's imperfect. The reason I'm here is because I took uncomfortable, imperfect action when others thought I was a dreamer. If I listened to them, I'd have what they have. They were all wrong. I want to tell you this too. Do I feel like an imposter sometimes? Did I used to feel like an imposter? I didn't used to feel like an imposter. I still feel like an imposter some days. Listen, I'm a multiple New York Times bestselling author in personal development. And I still have a voice that says, you're not that smart. You can't do this. You're going to fail. People are going to look at you weird. Maybe you're a dreamer. Maybe you should be happy with what you have. That voice can go piss off too, because that voice has held me back too much. And you need to find that, you need to unlock that inner hero to shut that voice up and say, I'm going to learn from somebody who's already been there. Hey, has Pedro already done challenges? Yeah, so many of them. Is Pedro successful? Oh my God, massively successful. Does Pedro impact the world? Does he do it from his heart, not some scammer? Absolutely. Right? Does he deliver value in advance? Of course. Have other people had success with what he does? There's Desiree, and she's not the only one. I'm right here too. Right? So when you start looking at that, then when you decide this is the person, this is the knowledge, then stop dabbling, commit to this, because think about it, nothing in your life that you haven't committed to works. Relationships, exercise, food, diets, they don't work if you don't commit. So if it's the right person at the right time with the right delivery system, and you feel like I can do this, then burn the boats, commit to it, and do whatever it takes and obsess on it. And don't listen to the naysayers. Don't let unqualified people give you advice. And listen, I'm just passionate about it because I remember what it was like when everybody told me it would never work for me, that I wasn't that technical or I wasn't that smart, or you need money to make money, or you need to live in a wrong. So that's why I'm so passionate at this phase of my life, because I was an inch away from being left behind, an inch away from going, maybe they're right. Maybe I should just be happy with what I got. Maybe I should just be blessed. You are blessed, but blessed has nothing to do with wanting more. You climb a mountain, you're blessed that you got to the top, but there's bigger freaking mountains. Go climb another one. God didn't give you legs just to climb one or a mind just to conquer one. This is our job to go forward. And listen, the last thing I'll say, and then Pedro, if you got any comments, let me know. I know I went on a rant here a little bit.
That's good.
Is when somebody says to me, money can't buy you happiness, I said, you haven't made enough and you haven't given enough away yet. That's BS. Money can surely buy you happiness. I got to tell you, providing over 6 million meals makes me really damn happy. Retiring my mother and father when I was in my 20s, even though I was broke as a kid, most happiest thing in my life. Providing for my family and making sure they're safe and secure, employing 100+ people and knowing that I get to help their families and they feel secure even through a shift in the economy. That's really happy. And the last thing I'll say, I haven't shared this with a lot of people, just kind of my KBB family, but my partner and dear friend Tony Robbins' 60th birthday party was right before this COVID thing happened. And I donate money every year. I don't tithe to a church, I'll just be honest, but I donate a portion of my money every year to different charities. I have a feeling this year it might go to helping feed kids. Another feeling might help elderly people. We just go, and my kids help me make these decisions. So I'm at Tony's 60th birthday party. He doesn't want any fanfare for himself. He's got the biggest heart to serve, and he wants to make the whole birthday to raise money for Operation Underground Railroad. And I won't go into it because I don't want to bring down the energy, but I had no idea that slavery existed at that level in today's world. I had no idea how many 9 to 15-year-old kids around the world were abducted and terrible things happening to them. And this Operation Underground Railroad is like ex-Navy SEAL guys and this one leader, Tim, who's amazing. They get together, they raise money, and they go in and they steal these kids back and they rehabilitate them. And I'm there with my wife sitting next, Tony's right to the right of me. It's his birthday. There's amazing people there. I got tears coming down my face. And when somebody says money can't buy you happiness, they start raising money for Operation Underground. Like every $2,500 saves a kid. They rescue a kid and rehabilitate him for like $2,500 each. And people are giving away 10 grand and 50 grand and 100 grand. Listen, when I throw those numbers, I want you to know when I was a kid, if I could have made 50 grand a year, I would have thought I was the richest human being alive. I had like $1,000 was $1 billion to me as a kid. So I don't throw these numbers around and take it lightly. But I'm watching and my emotion, and I got tears coming out. My wife is crying. She's 9 months pregnant. We're there and we're hugging. And I just stood up and like, $500,000. I'm giving $500,000 right now. I got goosebumps right now. If you don't think, we went home crying and feeling blessed. We did the math on how many lives were going to be saved. I'm making more next year because I want to give away more to Operation Underground. I still want to feed, but I still want to take care of my family. I still want to live a good life. I still want to do things on my time. I want time and money freedom all the time, every time. When I was a kid, moving 20 times before I was 18, stepbrothers, stepsisters, and different marriages. I wasn't in control. Right now, I love being successful so I can have control, so I can be the dad I want, the husband I want, the leader I want, impact the lives the way I want, and give as much away as I want to charity. So I went on a little rant there this morning, but you got a great leader right here, Pedro. He's got a great process. Believe me, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I've been doing this longer than anyone. I dug through everything Pedro teaches, and it is absolutely brilliant. It's on point because it starts with the desire to serve. It starts with the desire to impact. It starts with the desire to care and build relationships. And the byproduct of doing it right is next level success.
Wow. Dean, I do want to ask you a couple quick questions, man, but dude, thank you so much for that, bro. And I will say this. I have a friend of mine who says that anyone who says money can't buy happiness has never given enough away. And you just said that too. Let me tell you, man, when I got to experience it for the first time, you know my story, man. I went through a hard time. And about 7-8 years ago, where I spent 3 years just really in a dark place and thought it was just epic failure. Was literally praying to die. I was asking God to please just not let me wake up, so my wife could collect the life insurance, pay off all the debt, and move on. Well, at our first year anniversary, Dean, of 100X, on our 1-year anniversary, we gave away a brand new Jeep Wrangler. It was like, let's give away a Jeep, right? Give away a car, free and clear. Let me tell you, it was our first year anniversary. It wasn't our 10 year. It was our first year. We hadn't made hundreds of millions or tens of millions. We probably had made we did okay, but let's give away a car in our very first year. Let's model radical generosity, not a used car. I was like, let's go throw down a brand new $35,000 Jeep Wrangler. Let me tell you this, Dean. When I just announced it to our community that I was going to give away a free and clear car, after 1 year of finding my calling and passion, and just it wasn't that many years sooner, Dean, that I didn't have 1 car repossessed. I didn't have 2 cars. I think I've had 3 cars repossessed. Just 5 or 6 or 7 years earlier, I had 3 cars repoed. I had the shame to have to sit there and watch some guy smirk as he takes my wife's car. And now to be able to give away a free and clear car to bless someone's life. When I announced it, Dean, I felt like I was going to explode, because the joy that I can feel it right now, the joy that was going on inside of my body, it was literally like, I felt like I was going to just burst. So guys, I can tell you this right now. Like, when you make this connection that you can be blessed to be a blessing, it will change how you wake up. It'll change how you live. It'll change everything about your life. You will have a zeal and a passion. And now you hear Dean, who's doing things at a whole nother level, guys. And again, at the end of the day, your life has to be more about just taking care of yourself, because at some point you'll do that pretty fast. And then what's next? And so Dean is a guy who's modeling generosity at a high level. He's been in the business a long time. He's done and tried a lot of things. Dean has been doing challenges for 10 years. So Dean, I want to know this, man, like go riff on this for a little bit. When you could have just hung out, I mean, you guys, you and Tony, KBB, have had 2 monster launches of that program in the last 12 months. I got to be a part of the most recent one, which is super cool. Like, I believe one of the biggest successful launches of a new program in the history of the internet, right? You guys are fine. You've got tens of thousands of clients. And why did you feel the need to do the Start Over Challenge? Why did you feel the need to show up and give every single day? What was it about the Start Over Challenge that had you inspired to do this now? And just talk about like what you saw happen as you just showed up and have delivered and kind of, maybe applied some of these little nuances, talk about that.
Yeah, just real simple is when the world shifts the way it does now, one of the top questions I get from people is, hey, Dean, I just want to know, if you had to start over with nothing, what would you do? And I know when people ask me that, it's one of 2 things. And you can let me know which one you are. I'll tell you what to do in the end here, because I want to see. Some of you are watching because maybe this COVID and being home, you got to look back and reflect on your life, and not a bad life. Just, there's a better life. It's that job that doesn't serve your soul. It's the income that doesn't allow you to tap into your full potential, or not. You want to retire a spouse, take care of your parents, retire them, or put money away for your kids. Like, life's not horrific, but it was time for a transition, right? But some of you, it's like, no, the boats were burned. I really need to start over, right? It's one or the other. So let me know. Number 1, life's pretty much okay, but this time in history, you looked back and said, I need to make a shift. I need to start fresh. I need to reinvent myself. I need to be a part of an industry that's growing, not one that's going to die. That's a number 1. So write number 1. Or number 2, like, no, pretty much stuff's like, it's hit the fan and it's time to transition. I need to. That's number 2. Like, 1 is I want to transition. And number 2 is I need to transition. Put that in the chat so we could see. And I'm going to bet it's a 50-50 split right in as they come in. It's a 50-50 split. Like, but either way, people said, I want to start over. I want to start fresh. And thank you. Look at all those comments coming in. When that happens, I'll do that in a minute. When that happens, and people need that, it was my heart to serve. Like, it was my heart to want to give a strategy, give capabilities to show people how to thrive in these uncertain times. Listen, we all know, the saying, during the Great Depression, during the Great Recession, right? Some of the most wealthiest people in the world emerged. How the hell does that happen, right? How do some people, like, I'm going to digress here for a second, then I'll get back to your answer. Mm-hmm. Think about this, everybody. When we know the saying, when one door closes, another one opens, right? If you read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? That's the whole concept, right? There's a block of cheese, comes every day. 2 mice are like, this is cool. All of a sudden the cheese stops coming. One mouse says, I'm pissed. I'm waiting right here until someone brings me my cheese back. And the other one said, c'est la vie. I'm going to go find other cheese, and searched and searched and searched. The one just sat there till he pretty much died. The other one, after a lot of searching, found a whole bigger bunch of cheese, right? And during a time like this, I want to help people see that they must reinvent themselves. That door closed because there's another one better for you. Don't sit around blaming the government or the president or money not helping you, or when are they going to open. I don't even watch the news. Who cares? Just be innovative, be creative, and find a way to find new cheese. And that's what I knew the world needed. And so did Tony. So we decided to do the Start Over Challenge to show them how to find different cheese. We did 7 days teaching people how to be in the knowledge industry, how to figure out what to offer the world what's in your head, how to find your ideal client that wants that, how to ethically sell it to them, how to collect the money, how to run it, how to teach it. And we didn't hold anything back. We just went and taught every day for about an hour, hour and a half every single day, delivered massive value. And not like I'm going to give you value, but I'm going to hold this back, man. We did some deep dive training. If you were a part of it, you know what I'm talking about. And then towards the end, we said, hey, we did as much as we could over the week. But if you'd love the opportunity to have the entire KBB course where it's, 20 hours plus of Tony and I's 60 years, then we'd love to invite you to be a part of it. We created a special, and we created a really great package just for the Start Over Challenge people. And we did amazing. And here's better than the sales that were amazing. We got over 125,000 thank you comments. Listen to that. 125,000 thank you comments. No one was upset we made an offer. No one was upset that we got to impact their lives. They were grateful because we left everybody better than we found them. It wasn't a bait and switch. Every day we delivered value. And at the end, we offered something. So one more thing I want to share with you guys. What's great about a challenge for each of you that maybe you're new and wondering if this is an avenue you want to go in or you want to fine tune your skills, you get to talk to people live every day, whether it's 5 people, 50 people, 500, 5,000, 10,000. Every day you get to talk to people. You get to share what you have. And you get to figure out what people love without feeling obligated, right? You get to get the marbles out. You get to take uncomfortable action. You get to take imperfect action. You get to move forward. And when you get the feedback, like I'm sure Desiree felt, you get the feedback from people saying, thank you, this is amazing. This is just what I need. By the time you're done, you know you need to provide them more. Desiree didn't even have a product. She knew she had to provide them more. And when they digested that product, you know what they're saying now, those 13 women? Bring it on, Desiree. What else you got? That changed my life. It made me better. How can I go faster? So the great thing about what Pedro teaches, and listen, if you feel a little like, oh, I'm not sure what to do, that's why you join a challenge like this. That's why you pay for speed by getting next level education. You get the roadmap. Don't learn through your own trial and error. Don't try to figure it out on your own. That takes too long. Right? It's time to, if you're ready for this, commit to it, take the action, gain the capabilities, and keep going.
Awesome. Dean, thank you so much, man. I know your schedule is nuts. So I just want to, thank you so much for your amazing encouragement in my life. It's been so cool to get to work with you and your team and just contribute in a super small way to what you guys are doing, some amazing things. And you have a passion for this movement, guys. Dean is passionate. He is an advocate for the movement of self-education. I mean, Dean's a great example of where you champion, you take a stand for people, and there's a movement there, and then you can couple your business model and this challenge framework, and that all can nicely fit under and be propelled by taking a stand. And so in closing, Dean, why do you feel so compelled at this phase of your career? I was blessed to be at your house, a couple months ago, right? Got to meet your beautiful bride. That was before the baby. And you look pretty fresh for a guy with a newborn. I know it's been a couple months now, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't sleep much anyway, so you never could tell.
But at this phase of your life where you could have every reason to be winding down and just kind of taking it easy, the new baby, relative,
So I'm going to cut you off, Pedro, is because we're all built to serve. I don't care what any of you say, we're all built to serve. And nothing feels better than impacting lives. Nothing. I don't care listen, I've asked tens of thousands of people, if you had one choice, make massive amounts of money or make massive impact on the world, what would you choose? I've never once had someone just say massive money. Everybody picks impact. But why choose when you can do both? This is one of those rare industries where you can impact lives and have the opportunity to gain economic, positive and incredible economic results, right? That's what we're in. So of course I push as many people as I can into this because it's what the world needs, and you get freedom. So for me, I'm never going to stop, Pedro. Why would you? Nothing lights me up more than serving other people. Joel Osteen said something once I thought was amazing. He said, when you're feeling down on yourself, go help 3 people have it worse off than you. That's what challenges can do. And it doesn't matter if you already have a product, build a challenge around it. If you don't, do what Desiree does. Do the challenge and figure out your product that people need, because they're going to tell you either one. Like, don't mess around. Like, this is one of those things you're going to look back on and be like, I could have done that and I missed it. So here, I'll leave you with this, because I got to jump. I'm taking my family. It's the first time we're taking a little trip today. I delayed it because I wanted to come on here and share with you guys. Here's what I'd say. If you're ready for another level, don't learn through your own trial and error. If you're ready to do a challenge, don't just fumble with it. Get to work with Pedro. Take action on whatever it is he has to offer. I don't say that about many people. If anybody knows me, I endorse very few people, but I got the chance to meet Pedro. I know his depth of caring, and I know his depth of knowledge, and I know his depth of results. When you combine those three, you're ready to do a challenge. He's your guy. Pedro, I appreciate you, man. Everybody here, thank you for all the kind words. You guys are awesome.
Thanks so much, man. You crushed it, buddy. Have an amazing time with your family. Bless you, buddy.